Alrighty. So we are going to go through my digestion portfolio, and I do have the PowerPoint linked. I just was unable to make a screen-o-matic. So this is just my video description to go with my PowerPoint. So we're going to start with the route of travel through the body, how dietary fats go. So they come from triglycerides mainly, but they can also come from cholesterol, phospholipids, and long-chain fatty acids that we may ingest. And the route they kind of take is from the mouth to the esophagus, to the stomach, to the small intestine. So in the mouth is where some mechanical digestion occurs by mastication, and then lingual lipase is secreted. And then jumping to our small intestine, that has some specialized epithelium that will help in that digestion. So triglycerides are hydrophobic, so they're not water soluble. And so we have secretion of bile salts that helps to break down the fat and make it more soluble. And so then what happens is these fatty droplets accumulate in our aqueous environment, that is our stomach. So these bile salts, when we picture fats going through our body, they're pretty large molecules. So these bile salts physically help to break them down, which is really important. Bile salts are aided by lipase. Lipase is secreted from the pancreas, and it is received by the small intestine. So our bile salts are already starting to work and break everything down, and then lipase comes in and also helps to break those fat molecules down to get them smaller. This aids in absorption of the fat molecules. So our monoglycerides are able to diffuse freely into the cell. They're smaller. Our cholesterol is transported across the apical membrane. And so this is really important to understand, that cholesterol doesn't just diffuse into the cell. It is transported across the apical membrane, which is a really key point. And then our triglycerides are reformed inside the cell, and triglycerides and cholesterol together are packaged into chylomicrons. So those get packaged together for transport, and these chylomicrons enter our circulation via lacteals. And so if we have an increased dietary fat level, we can notice an increase in cholesterol level through our HDL and our LDL, and that is because of this excess of fattiness just circulating around, because they're transported into the chylomicrons, and then they go into our circulation via the lacteals. And so that process, if we have too much of those, obviously it can lead to an increase in our HDL and our LDL. HDL is our good cholesterol, and LDL is our bad cholesterol. So that would be our digestive system of fats in a nutshell. So from mouth all the way through the small intestine, packaged up, absorbed through. Bile salts are a really key component of this. There are bile acids that are secreted, because without those, we would not be able to break down fat like we do. We have a pretty high fat diet in our society. So those bile salts are really important to help break those fat globules down smaller. Thank you.